Good morning. Welcome to Truth and Transparency.
We are not afraid of whatever evidence is unearthed from whatever source, because for 15 months, every stitch of evidence has been consistent with my client's innocence. However, in the meantime, my client suffers. In the meantime, her life is on hold, while she spends every waking moment defending herself, emotionally, intellectually, and financially. We cannot abide by excuses any longer. We need this court's help. We need you, Your Honor, respectfully.
Juror, quote, believes that every member of the jury, if asked, will confirm that the jury reached not guilty verdicts.
What is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. This Friday morning live is all about Turtleboy out of Canton, Massachusetts. We all know about the Karen Reed case. We all know about how big the Karen Reed case became. And I do personally believe it was and had a lot to do with the coverage that Turtleboy brought from whether you want to say blogging or vlogging. Call it whatever you want. I call it advocacy. Somebody's advocating for somebody else's rights, which is actually our rights. So somebody's actually just advocating for the people, we the people. We have rights. And when we see something, we say something, or we should. So again, come on in. Good morning. Last time I was live with you guys as far as Turtleboy Karen Reed case, I read off letter number 1 from Aiden Kearny. He has not just one lawyer, but he put on co-counsel Mark Bederow. And Mark Bederow brought us letter 1 last time. This is now letter 2. And so I'm going to jump right into it because I want to. Let's go. We the people, yes. So thank you, Hector. You're looking mighty fine today, Hector. Pretty boy. Hector's having a birthday, so deciding what to get Hector over here. What would you like, Heck? Well, today's live is in part sponsored by Garbage Pail Kids. There is your first Still Jill Daniels. Still Jill. Next up, Crokin Colin. Crokin Colin. Daddy Boy. Right there. Cooked Chris. And last but not least, one of my favorites, Off the Wall motherfucking Paul. Right there. Off the Wall Paul. So again, today's broadcast is in part sponsored by Garbage Pail Kids. And I wanted to bring along some of my favorites here. This is the crew, some of them out of Canton. And so we have Jill Daniels, Still Jill. We have Off the Wall Paul O'Keefe, Crokin Colin, and Cooked Chris. So that's some of our folks over there in Canton. And just want to let you guys know that Still Jill, she is 100% wanted for child abuse. Come on, guys. What is up? Let's do it. Good morning, moderators. Good morning, the mom of Carson Hockey. So, Off the Wall Paul. That's so fucking fitting, man. Crokin Colin. The fuck? All right, let's do this. Jill didn't show up today for her arraignment. I don't know all about that, but let's get into this. October 8th, again, letter 2. Okay, so it is. Well, there we go, guys. And I guess she is wanted for Aiden abuse. There we go. Still, Jill is wanted. She did not show up for her arraignment today. Rumor is it she's in rehab. Well, by God, hopefully, after you get a mugshot like this is her new mugshot. Still, Jill. Okay, and she is now wanted for. I don't think it's going to be child abuse here. We're going to have to change that out, and we're definitely going to have to put. I think I'm going to change that right now. We'll give her a little change here. She is wanted. Cell phone abuse and illegal parking and just batshit crazy. There you go. So we went ahead and just changed that, okay? All right. Now, back at it. Again, thank you guys for all the new members. And here we go. Let me clear my throat. Here we go. Mello, dear Mello. Cosgrove. On October 1st, 2024, Mr. Cosgrove provided the defense with a recording of Catherine Peters, February 26, 2024. It was a call to the Dedham police about an alleged incident that occurred outside the Norfolk County Superior Court, where a large crowd had gathered for a hearing in the Karen Reed case. Miss Peter told the police that Aiden Kearny was violating a restraining order by being within 100 yards of Lindsay Gaetani as he stood outside the Norfolk County Superior Court. Well, actually, Miss Gaetani was inside the courthouse. Considering this recording and irrefutable evidence that Miss Peter was or is a quote-unquote source for the Massachusetts State Police, the MSP, investigation into Mr. Kearny, we anticipate that she'll be a witness at Mr. Kearny's upcoming trials. In view of Miss Peters' status as an MSP source, any communication and evidence in her possession regarding the investigation and prosecution of Mr. Kearny is deemed to be within your possession, custody, and control. See Commonwealth Pope. It's a 2022 case. Prosecution's disclosure obligations extend to anyone who has participated in the investigation or evaluation of the case and who either regularly report or with reference to be the particular case have reported to the prosecution. Damn it, Peter. Accordingly, pursuant to Brady versus Maryland, Graham versus the district attorney for Hamden District, as well as Giglio versus United States, and Rule 14 of the Massachusetts Rules of Criminal Procedure, we demand disclosure of any evidence that Ms. Peter acted as an informant or agent of the MSP or Norfolk County District Attorney's Office or Special Assistant District Attorneys prosecuting Mr. Kearny for the Commonwealth, including but not limited to whether she is registered as an informant, whether she is active or was disactivated, name of any MSP handlers. Handlers! You guys, I haven't heard the name handlers since the Chris Watts case, okay? So I am going to just highlight that for my viewing pleasure. When she became a source. when she started assisting the MSP and or the Commonwealth with respect to Mr. Kearny and any benefits, promises, rewards, leniency in her own criminal matters. Basically, toss that shit over here. B, all evidence and information in whatever form Miss Peter furnished to the Commonwealth and or MSP involunteering or involving the investigation or prosecution of Mr. Kearny. So whatever she's provided, it's discoverable. That's in their possession, in their control. So whatever she's provided to them, you have to turn it over to Turtleboy. C, any records of Miss Peters' communications, including but not limited to email calls, texts, instant messengers, Instagram, direct messages, Discord messages, Facebook messages, Twitter, X, or any other third-part messaging applications related to her contacts and interactions with Mr. Kearny. Miss Gaetani, Genduso. Is it Genduso? You know, anybody, man. All these little slimy little slithering snakes. Cough it up. And they're really concerned with this time frame between October 1st, 2023 and the present day. Any documentation, anything. A, B, C, D. Because that's what's the statute of that. With the case law. Miss Peters' role as a source for MSP and the Commonwealth. So this is what this is about. So Miss Peter and Mr. Kearny are former colleagues who have publicly feuded for years. Motivated by hatred for Mr. Kearny, Miss Peter aligned herself with fake victim and others who disliked Mr. Kearny's reporting, including members of the Albert and McCabe families, some of whom are named in the first indictment against Mr. Kearny. Those alliances, would you like to form an alliance? Those alliances have enabled her to exploit the criminal justice system in furtherance of her effort to ruin Mr. Kearny. Miss Peters' dedication to this task was so thorough that the MSP and Commonwealth utilized her services to assist them in their investigation and prosecution of Mr. Kearny. Miss Peter Pumpkin Eater, with Miss Peter, who had no direct involvement in these matters and is not an alleged victim, was provided Mr. Mellows and MSP Detective Lieutenant Tully's private cell phone numbers. Thus, Miss Peter had the ability to call and text both on their private devices. That would make their private devices discoverable. As a valued source of information against Mr. Kearny, Miss Peter has presented the MSP with video evidence, scored Mr. Kearny's online presence, and reported things to MSP that they, quote unquote, can't find or document now, including a 30-second clip of a video that Miss Peter sent to Tully, which the Commonwealth used to secure Mr. Kearny's indictment for wiretapping. See grand jury transcript of MSP Lieutenant John Fanning. Oh, God. John Fanning testified at the grand jury? Oh, John Fanning. You don't even know what's coming, baby. You don't even know what's coming. It's called the truth. The truth train's coming. Because I've been working on a little ditty about Jack and Diane. I've been working on a little work behind the scenes to make sure that the Kevin Clapp finale here is just chef's kiss. And woo-wee, the tea that it brings. I didn't realize so many Massachusetts cops are like all about, I like men's butts and I cannot lie. Sorry, moving on. Wow. Fanning testifying in the grand jury. What a bunch of clowns, man. You know, I don't know who's more of a clown or a team of clowns. The Cleveland fucking Browns or the Massachusetts State Police. Like, literally, I'm not sure what organization there is more team clowns. If you know, you know. On February 26, 2024, several hours after Miss Peter called the police to help orchestrate Mr. Kearny's prosecution for allegedly violating a restraining order, she left Mr. Kearny 2 crude, harassing, and in part threatening voicemails. Now, this is just where you can't get any fucking stupid. Like, this is just dumb. I don't even know who this broad is. Miss Peter. How fucking dumb can you be? Ready? She decides to pick up her phone and make a phone call. Like, here it is. In the first message, Miss Peter gloated about her value as a source to the Commonwealth. Hey, faggot. It's Kate. Kate Peter, you know, crusty panties. Oh my God. She's just so proud. She's just, you know, crusty panties. You know, every time you get a blocked number, it's not Lindsay or LG or anyone else. It's me. God, it's me, Pat. It's me. Hey, pick me, pick me, pick me. It's me. What is wrong with people? This is on a whole nother level. It's all about the victims, baby. Whoo. I got a song for you, Miss Peter. What is wrong with people? What is wrong?
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Wow. Hey, faggot, it's Kate. Kate Peter, you know, crusty panties. You know, every time you get a blocked number, it's not Lindsay or LG or anyone else. It's me. It's motherfucking me. And I just want to let you know that when you go back to jail, I had absolutely everything to fucking do with it. What a dumb bitch. How dumb can you be? Just when you thought somebody can't get any fucking dumber. It's all about the victims, baby. It's all about the victims, baby. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. I just when you can't get any stupider even a word. By the way, oh yeah, have a nice day. I'm gonna get the best of you. But it's because you are a dumb motherfucker. I am going to get the best of you. You are a bad person, and everybody's going to see it. It's called motive. Have a nice day. By the way, Karen Reed wants nothing to do with you. Go fuck yourself, bitch. I meant it. What does this mean, honey? But hey. In the second harassing and threatening message, Miss Peter demonstrated her familiarity with and incorrect understanding of the Massachusetts witness intimidation statute. I am not afraid of you. I never witness intimidated you. You are not a witness in any case. You are just a small dicked fucking faggot who likes to prey on women. Call me back, motherfucker. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you did to Jen McCabe and Colin Albert, a 19-year-old juvenile. 19-year-old and juvenile don't go together, honey. I'm fucking dead. A 19-year-old juvenile. Is she a writer? A 19-year-old juvenile. How is your wife doing, by the way? How are your abused and neglected children doing, by the way? Boy, that's sick. Why would you even talk about someone's kids? Like, what a weirdo. I'm sorry, but like, this is just dumb as it can get. Miss Peter. Let's get this footnote in here. No brains. Girl. Didn't anyone teach you revenge is served best cold, bitch? We'll learn about it, okay? Okay, girl. Let's see. Dick. I miss Biggie. Damn, what an idiot. Who needs crazy exes when you can just have crazy staff? Crazy ex staff. Crazy. This is just, I can't even believe this. All right. So Miss Peter assuredly knew that as a criminal defendant, Mr. Kearny qualified as a protected potential witness and someone aware of information records or documents or objects related to a violation of criminal law under MGL. Her brazen statement that Mr. Kearny was not a witness and belief that she had carte blanche to unload a barrage of crude, harassing, and threatening statements to a possible witness without violating the witness intimidation statute evinces her knowledge of the significance of having Ms. Katani classified as a witness by Mr. Mello. Wow. Mr. Kearny, a practicing journalist whose reports on the Kearny case exposed possible corruption and alleged cover-up involving several of the MSP and civilian witnesses against him, and is under indictment for making phone calls, expressing his opinions, reporting, and encouraging further discussion on a controversial and high-profile criminal case. This is unbelievable. One moment in time. Oh, sorry. She had more to say. Call me back, you fucking. Why does she want him to be? Why do people want people to call them that they do not like? I don't fucking stand this. But then I realized a long time ago that you guys, your haters are your biggest fucking fans. You don't understand, man. When people know more about my life than I do, but they say that they hate me, come on. Okay? You're scorned in some capacity. But call me back, you fucking faggot. I'll drive over to your parents' house right now. Fuck you. What? Parents? How old is this broad? Can I get an age on her? On March 11th, 2024, Miss Peter again took credit for her substantial contributions to the Commonwealth and MSP by boasting under oath that Mr. Kearny is angry and upset with me because I have been cooperating with the prosecution and giving them information on him. He can blame me for all of his problems because I am furnishing information. This broad needs to seek therapy. Like, can somebody get this broad in therapy? This is unbelievable. On September 5th, 2024, testifying in a West Roxbury matter in which she was accused of intimidation in violation of a restraining order. This is just like a damn month ago. She was in court for something. Ms. Peter described herself as a potential witness in Mr. Kearny's criminal case. She swore under oath that when she saw her accuser on October 11, 2023, so back a year prior, in the Stoughton District Court, where Mr. Kearny was being arraigned, she was there to meet Mr. Mello, even though she wasn't named as an alleged victim in that or any other case. So this is like him like building up to like, she is a sole source, whether you want to say she's a CI, whether you want to just come out and say, yeah, she's a witness for us, or whether you don't, like, she's going around town saying that she is, and she has evidence that we're about to find out on her, I don't know what type, does she have a YouTube channel? Does she have Twitter? I don't know. But she posted text messages that were mysteriously missing when the defense got their packet of discovery. So just, she is 10 in the membrane, Lana. I mean, I can't fuck with dumb. I mean, who uses the term like faggot so proudly? I think she might be a closeted lesbian. Usually people that have no problem saying that like that are usually, they have no problem getting it on with the same sex, just letting you guys know that. In my experiences in life, I bet you she totally 100% either gets with chicks, wants to get with chicks, or will get with chicks. So my opinion, 100%. Let's see. Miss Peters' working relationship with MSP and Commonwealth is so strong that the Norfolk County DA's office has recused itself from 2 witness intimidation prosecutions currently pending against her. Wait, how many charges does this broad have against her? I should say charges. Are these civil protection orders? I mean, what's going on? Indeed, Miss Peter admitted as much to Miss Gaetani, who documented this fact in a text message she sent to Miss Peter on December 12, 2023. Mr. Kearny thinks your case is being moved because he is the conflict of interest. He has no idea it's because you are working with the police. What a bunch of morons, you guys. He has no idea. It's because, like, he has no idea. But then, like, the Commonwealth can just come back and say, these two writing this stuff, it's like, I mean, we can't help it that they have no idea how the criminal justice system works. I don't know. But do you guys understand that when you wake up in the morning and this is what you do with your life, you're like, okay, I'm going to wake up this morning. I'm going to start making troll accounts. I'm going to start harassing people. Then I'm going to discuss everything that I'm doing with my co-conspirator in 2024, 2023, with all the digital ways to find that out. Just back and forth text messages. Wow. I mean, it's clear as day. It's obviously it's revenge, but this is stupid. Like, this is, like, she's dumb. Like, she is dumb. Like, we're talking dumb. Like, this bitch has no pride. Dumb. If you could find me, I'll give you my device. I'll give you all my devices. Talking like this with anybody ever in my whole entire life. Fucking A. Padded rooms for all of them. It goes without saying that any evidence within your possession, custody, or control related to Miss Peters' relationship with the Commonwealth and MSP, including her possible motive to favor the prosecution over Mr. Kearny, must be disclosed under Brady. Miss Peters' direct role in the prosecution against Mr. Kearny. Jesus. As explained, Miss Peter has described herself as a potential witness against Mr. Kearny. It made little sense for, I'll come back to this. that Mello wanted to meet with Miss Peter on the day of Mr. Kearny's arraignment for charges that didn't involve her, unless, just as Miss Peter and Lieutenant Fanning testified, she was a valuable source for the Commonwealth. God, he's got them both by the balls in their investigation, Mr. Kearny. So basically, if you have John Fanning on perjury, if what he said isn't true, you know what I mean? So, and she's actually saying the same thing. It's Miss Peter's involvement in this case involving Miss Gaetani is more apparent. Evidence from the extraction report of Miss Gaetani's cellular phone demonstrates that Miss Peter advised Miss Gaetani throughout the process that resulted in Miss Gaetani's accusing Mr. Kearny of crimes. For example, in early December of 2023, Miss Peter leveraged her special relationship with the Commonwealth and MSP and urged Miss Gaetani to speak with Mr. Mello. Oh, wow. Katie Peters. Is that her name? Miss Peter, wait, oh God. Miss Gaetani to speak with Miss Mello. On the morning of December 11, 2023, just hours before Miss Gaetani and Genduso workshopped making Miss Gaetani a witness against Mr. Kearny, so Miss Gaetani could play him at his own game and have him jailed. See September 12th letter. Miss Peter encouraged Miss Gaetani to speak directly and secretly with Mr. Mello. This is conspiring, you guys. This is why there is a separate charge for conspiracy. Okay. Conspiracy in and of itself is a crime. Whether anything happens from you guys conspiring, when you start conspiring to do just this, that's a crime in and of itself. And so when anybody wants to sit there and say you're a conspiracy theorist, once you can prove that there was conspiring efforts, it does not matter if nothing even happens after it or if it doesn't work or whatever. Conspiring is conspiring. It's in and of itself. And that's all I was showing in my cases. And I was being told, like, yeah, like this is. But you have to go about it. Like, you need to get, it's criminal. But I said there's civil conspiracy, and then you have to sue them. Okay. Like, you can go get civil protection orders, but fuck all that, man. Go sue somebody. Okay. Go sue them and in court get judgment against their asses. Make them fucking put a lien on their goddamn house. Like, fuck protection orders. Go sue a bitch. Go look at Jonathan Lee Riches, okay? He sued himself, goddammit. Fucking love that, man. I don't care. Like I said, I could always disagree with people on my opinion of a case, your opinion of a case, but if you, like, in the Karen Reed case, people can say, oh my God, but what did he do to Karen Reed? You guys, he did that to everybody. He did it to the Delphi, Richard Allen. He did it to Alec Murdoch. He did it to, I mean, every Brian Kober, you name it. There's a case, he drives up and he goes, why'd you do it? So-and-so, you know, and he puts his camera in his phone. I mean, but you guys can't be mad that he did that. Okay. It's no different than Turtleboy putting a camera in fucking Jennifer McCabe's face. Like, why'd you do it? Why'd you fucking Google it? You know, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Turtleboy did with that. Just like I don't think there's anything wrong with fucking Jonathan Lee Riches doing the same goddamn thing the opposite way. So in order for you to be true to, if you want to be true across the board, you can't be mad at the act of that, because then you have to be mad the other way. Otherwise you lose on your, like, you lose so many points with me. Standards are standards. So just like, but these fucking broads. This is just dumb. This is dumb. For example, in early December, I already said that. Okay. Miss Peters. I mean, do these people, is Miss Peters clearly not married? It's an MS, but does she date anybody? Can she get on like a dating app? Can we like hook her up with somebody? Miss Peters' reasoning was to prevent the existence and substance of the conversation from being discovered by Mr. Kearny or others who might later seek access to public records. Here we go. Miss Peters says, I'm going to work on getting you some legal protection here. Miss Catani says, how? Miss Peters says, I'm going to call Mello in a bit. When shit calms down here, feel out the situation. You have some information that would certainly be an incentive for the powers that be to protect you. Don't tell anyone we've talked, please. Okay. I've got his cell number. It can't be FOIA'd. His line is obviously not recorded. LOL. What? She's a stupid dumb bitch. I know you were asking for Tully's number yesterday, but it's actually better to go straight to Mello at this point. Look at her just fucking seeing red texting, okay? Honestly, they take more info than they give, LOL. Common misconception that I get my info from the DA or MSP. I don't, generally speaking. I just have a really good relationship with the O'Keefes, Alberts, McCabe's, and several local journalists working on this thing. What a weirdo. Okay, so I did talk to Mello off the record with some specifics. Damn, that's pretty quick to talk to the DA. Or a special prosecutor or whatever. Miss Peter then provided Miss Catani with Mr. Mello's private cellular phone number. See September 12th letter. Left unanswered is what Miss Peter and Mr. Mello discussed during any quote-unquote off-the-record conversations and what Miss Catani and Mr. Mello discussed in conversations that Miss Peter suggested should be held in a manner designed to avoid possible disclosure. Similarly, as illustrated by their God, she's a fucking nut. This is the footnotes here. That evening, Miss Peter enticed Miss Catani to speak with a journalist preparing an expose on Mr. Kearny. After impressing Miss Catani by describing her direct relationship with the reporter, including that she had dinner with reporter, Miss Peter urged Miss Catani to show her invaluable perspective with the reporter. The next day, Miss Catani, who had not yet spoken to Mr. Mello, replied, "Oh my God, really? I'll gladly talk with the reporter." On December 28, 2023, Mr. Mello told the Fall River Reporter that Miss Catani recently became a witness after we received some communication from her. Holy shit, they're all fucked. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, here we go. Here's some more text exchanges. These are text exchanges from the evening of December 13th, 2023. The defense is entitled to know what advice Miss Peter provided Miss Catani, who was concerned about her own criminal exposure shortly before she spoke to MSP for the first time. So Miss Catani says, "I'm worried now." Miss Peter says, worried about question mark? No, just worried for Jane. Who's looking? Wait. Wait. Now I'm worried. Wait. I'm worried now. Peter says worried about, and then just, now I'm worried. Because she, didn't get back to her? Ms. Catani says, no, just worried for Jane. Was that considered witness intimidation? I can't even remember now what the tweets said that he was mentioned in. Ms. Peter says, She said nothing that any reasonable person couldn't reach and say is WI. Witness intimidation. Oh, I know. I'm going to the footnotes here. Just wait for it. I know it's coming. Oh, shit. You guys. I'm worried for Jane. She is fucking Jane. What a psycho. I'm just worried for Jane. Bitch, you worried for yourself, boo. Once again, based on substance of Miss Catani's responses, it appears that some of Miss Peters' responses are not included. Yes. See? That's why I was like, wait, what? As you are aware, Miss Catani lied to Miss Peter, among others, about the identity of Jane. Miss Catani is Jane. Fake victim was tricking Kate Peter too. You guys, this is called trolling 101. You don't understand. If I was to bring out my freaking binders on the trolls that I basically fucking... I probably have 30 binders on fucking trolls. Literally trolling together to try to sever my relationship with my kid. And I said, why don't you do something in front of my face? Come on. Oh, that's right. You can't. I had to put all these people on an island and just blow it up. This is total psycho. But guys, this is total troll. This is total Trollville. This is what trolling is. This is trolling 101. But then it becomes, actually, it is now court. It's in, probably you could use my case for it. This is more than just being a mere pesky internet troll. I was able to show that these people went for my livelihood, my personal relationships, my business, my number one is my child. And this is far beyond being an internet pesky troll. Okay. I was able to show that all of this colluding and they're clearly conspiring. I didn't know that those messages existed at the time. So like the messages didn't make me have emotional distress. Their actions from the messages. Okay. Because in the court of law, if you don't know something to exist, it can't bother you. Okay. And I argued, I said, no. You're right. But the actions from the conspiracy can bother me. And so you're going to rule on that. Not on, I don't give a fuck about their messages. I'm showing you that it happened. I'm showing you that all these parties are involved. And I'm showing you the actions of these people is what I'm here for. Not about these fucking messages. You think I give a fuck what they talk about? I care about actions. But I was able to put them all together. And that's exactly what this is. You have Peter. You have Gatani. Now you have fucking law enforcement involved. And I have law enforcement involved in a little slim part of mine. Okay? Because people do. People think I'm a fucking bitch, prick, dick, whatever. And I don't kiss ass. I don't lick boots or whatever. And what these people did is Lana hates law enforcement. Lana fucking hates cops. Lana did this. Sent these to these cops. And, hey, help us get her. Because she hates cops. No, I don't hate cops. I hate fucking... I don't hate anybody, first of all. But I will expose... people in power positions, people with authority, people that are supposed to be protecting people, using their position to do the exact fucking opposite. I'm the one that's over here saying maybe we should pay our cops more, and they should have to be more qualified to become a cop. Maybe patrol officers should never be able to become detectives just because they were patrol officers. It doesn't mean that you have the brains to be a fucking detective. Okay. So I want more standards with why aren't we offering more money for someone that's going to go put their life on the line for us like we do, how much money. So that's what I want to see. I just woke up. Can I get a bell? Fuck yeah, bell it up. Cheers. So this stuff is, I'm telling you, covering this case is like literally me reliving 2021 and 2022 all over again. Do you know how hard it is? And that's why I respect the fuck out of these two attorneys so much. Go and tell an attorney all this. Go into an attorney's office and sit down and say this to people. Say, these people are trying to ruin my life. You don't get it. And then you show them all these stuff and they look at you like you are deranged. They're like, okay, dude, you're paranoid. I'm like, paranoid? Paranoid? You read these messages. How can I be paranoid? They're sitting here saying they're working together to take my child away. How is that paranoid? I'm saying that they're not just saying this. Then they're actually making contact with people to do that. That's not paranoid. It's real. But that's why I respect the fuck out of Mark and Bederow, because these lawyers that, trust me, they restore my faith in humanity, those two. Okay? Mark and Bederow. But ask yourselves, is Tim Bederow doing it is he doing it for free? Can you imagine if Turtleboy wouldn't have been able to raise all the money that he's been raising? People weren't supporting him. Do you think that Turtleboy would be able to raise money if he didn't show you guys what was happening in order for you guys to see what was happening for them to be able to back him? Because people then are like, why are you airing your dirty laundry? I don't think Turtleboy's not airing his dirty laundry. Turtleboy was never airing his dirty laundry. Turtleboy is showing you guys in real time what the fuck is happening from somebody that's wanting to cover a case because they see somebody getting railroaded, being conspired against. And we're talking on a level of murder. This isn't for a protection order. This is murder. And because his coverage of that and him not wanting to date certain people, or I don't care if he played you, I don't care if he cheated on you, I don't give a fuck what. Who cares? You got played. Go suck your thumb in the corner. Okay? You don't like the fucking rules. You don't like the fucking game. Don't play the game. Okay, what did you think was going to happen? He's married with kids. I don't care if he says, like, I'm not happy. You walked into a fucking shit show. What starts in chaos is going to end in chaos. Period. You knew what you got into. But to try to go sit down with prosecutors and say, hey, I want you to charge somebody criminally because this. Where do all these people live? Well, one of them lives in town, but everybody else, can you imagine, like, Turtleboy, thank God, he's dealing with people that are actually living in that area. What if these people all live in different areas, like in different states? But I just give so much props that Turtleboy has, the attorneys he has so much props that the people that supported Karen Reed are in turn supporting him with this. This is very serious. He got slapped with how many felonies? He was put in jail, and then people tried to get it so that he would break. I mean, these are all the same things that these fucking people did to me. So I know exactly what he's going through. People trying to send you pictures, and then, oh, if you share that, that's sharing porn. Excuse me? The fuck out of here. Voyeurism. Fuck out of here. They realized they couldn't get me on voyeurism when I was like, you do know that I'm not interested in that dick, right? Oh, yeah. We might have to change this to something else. Just unbelievable. Unreal. And that's where our justice system is right now. People are like, oh, they think that everyone's just going to go there and take plea deals. That's what they wanted, me to do or anybody. It's take plea deals. Fuck plea deals. I didn't fucking do anything wrong here. I want a fucking jury trial. And then I'm like, fuck no, I don't want a jury trial. These fucking idiots. But I was able to prove that the goddamn detective in my case, fuck, I'm waiting over here. The damn detective in my case calls me up and I'm like, what do you want? Lies over the phone, which they can lie to you, but then gets information from their digital fucking person, their forensic person, like a Nick guy. And the guy said, we can't pin her in, we don't have jurisdiction. She was not here. She's not lying when she says that she wasn't here. Because I said, you guys don't even have jurisdiction over me. I said, bring that mess. Let's go. I wasn't here. You don't, your little municipal, you guys don't watch. Go ahead. I'm sure you guys got a search warrant, didn't you? You got my Facebook? Go ahead. Run it. See where I was. And then their digital person was like, she's not wrong. She wasn't here. We don't have jurisdiction over her. And then they tried to bury that conversation that happened between the detective and their digital forensic specialist. I said, I'm filing a fucking huge ass lawsuit against you guys. You do realize that, right? Because this detective was supposed to close this case against me for disseminating porn or some shit like that. And the fake victim, this was like something about keeping, I don't even know. Oh no, just give me a little bit more time. I'll get more evidence. Don't tell her the case is closed. Oh my God, don't tell her that. Because I said either charge me or close this case. It's been how long? How long do you need to investigate this? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And the detective left it open to let me literally be a sitting duck online getting fucking threatened left and right. And until I would retaliate and do something, you know? But so I feel for Turtleboy. Like, very, very much so. I feel for fucking him a lot. Because this is wild. But if he didn't have these lawyers, think about it. If he didn't have these lawyers, what? Because even you can make amazing arguments in court, but a judge treats you like shit when you're pro se, and that's got to change. And I shouldn't have to pay for somebody fucking. I mean, at least he would have gotten like a public defender. But if those guys weren't watching and covering the Karen or seeing the Karen Reed case unfold and seeing everything that was going on, I mean, it's just a really hard thing to go and tell somebody that all this is going on. So I feel for him. But this broad's crazy. These two broads need padded rooms. I feel for Jane. Fuck, you are Jane. But this is trolling. She said nothing that any reasonable person could reach and say, or you guys, she actually knows that she's Jane, but she has to act like she knows that she doesn't. Like, there's two ways to look at this. So I have to continue. Like, I would need more evidence to see if Peters didn't know or if she did know, because this is then what people do. Then they say, hey, then they talk on the phone and say whatever. And then they make a thread that has to make it seem like I don't know who Jane is. And we don't know who Jane is. So then they have to do this. So when you want to say like that she doesn't know, you'd have to, I'd need way more than this to tell you that. But this is just crazy. As you are aware, Ms. Catani lied to Ms. Peter, among others, about the identity of Jane. Ms. Catani is Jane. She created that fake Twitter person on her cell phone in October of 2023 to be able to communicate with people who dislike Mr. Kearny and to release harmful information about him. What a shit show. The above text suggests that Miss Katani was concerned that if she spoke to MSP and gave them her cell phone, they would discover that she was Jane and that she violated the same witness intimidation statute that she, Miss Peter, and Miss Katani, or Genduso, sought to exploit as the basis for Mr. Kearny's arrest and incarceration. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Great way to put it there. Oh my God. The effort, right? The effort. That's what I'm saying. Like when you wake up in the morning, how do you say to yourself, this is what I want to do with my time? That tells me you have nothing worth a damn going on in your life, that this is what you're doing with it. That's how little you think of your own life, that this is what you do with your time. And to me, that's just, and it's mental health. If you don't think this is mental health, I don't know what to tell you. This is not normal behavior. This is not normal behavior. Like this person needs to see somebody. Both of these people need to be seen. Okay. Miss Peter also was the driving force for Mr. Kearny's arrest for his alleged violation of restraining order on February 26th. Mr. Kearny, who had been released from jail on February 23rd, announced the following evening on his Turtleboy Live show that he would be attending the February 26th Karen Reed hearing. A review of the communication between Miss Katani and Miss Peter demonstrates that they regularly watched and discussed Mr. Kearny's live shows. You guys, why do people, I said this till I was blue in the face one day. I'm like, listen, I love sports. I have no desire to watch NASCAR, but I love sports, right? I don't watch NASCAR. I don't watch things that I don't have an interest in, that I don't like. Okay. Let's even say that I like sports and it's the NBA finals and it's two teams that I don't care. Like, I'm not going to watch it. Oh, but you like basketball, Lana. I don't give a fuck. I'm not like, what the fuck? You just don't, if you don't like it, how do you watch something that you don't like? And then people said, well, people hate watch you, Lana. People hate watch you. I'm like, let me tell you something. In order for you to ever hate something at one point in life, you would have had to love it, love them on some capacity. How can you hate something or somebody that you don't know, that you don't, that is so, I cannot relate to that. I can't relate to it. I don't get it. A review of the communication between Miss Katani and Miss Peter demonstrates that regularly they watched him. Woo-wee! Several weeks earlier in January 2024, Miss Peter told Miss Katani that Paul O'Keefe, the brother of Boston police officer, and then that's the other thing. Why in the world would you, as a brother to John O'Keefe, Paul O'Keefe, even entertain this shit, right? Then I saw the text messages between him and Turtleboy, and I said, dude, he's a girl. He likes drama. He's a little, drunk, can't control himself. And when he gets drunk, texting people. And, I mean, little girl drums. Pom-poms, drums. Unreal that you would even get mixed up in this shit. Several weeks earlier in January 2024, Miss Peter told Miss Katani that Paul O'Keefe, the brother of Boston police officer John O'Keefe, wanted to meet her. Miss Katani excitedly responded, Paul O'Keefe wants to talk to me? Emphasis in original. What a fucking loser. I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't. Wants to talk to me? Yeah, you know, the guy that got shit canned, drove a car and wrecked it and almost killed somebody. Yeah, that guy. Oh my God, I can't wait. In April of 2024, Ms. Katani, who had not attended any other Reed proceedings, testified that she went to the February 26th appearance at the personal invitation of Paul O'Keefe. Paul O'Keefe personally invited her. Who's that? I mean, Mr. O'Keefe's communications with Mr. Kearny contradicted Ms. Katani. In July 2024, Mr. O'Keefe denied inviting Ms. Katani to court. He told Mr. Kearny there was a miscommunication, but Ms. Katani didn't lie because she thought Mr. O'Keefe invited her. Look at this, these text messages getting in there. I remember that live. Mr. O'Keefe's explanation suggests that Miss Peter told Ms. Katani that Mr. O'Keefe wanted her to appear in court to entice Ms. Katani, who had an open restraining order against Mr. Kearny, to attend. So these broads just lie back and forth to each other, or they're acting like they're lying, but really they know because they're on the phone talking to each other. Again, you'd have to see the communication. Because somebody at some point would have told them, listen, stop texting. I mean, don't you think? Or do they just not? There's just no getting through to stupid. Again, Mr. O'Keefe explanation. Wow. In any event, it appears that Miss Peter coordinated Miss Katani's presence at the February 26, 2024 appearance to make sure Mr. Kearny would not be able to attend and to increase the likelihood that Mr. Kearny would be arrested if he went to the courthouse. This is sick. Miss Peter accomplished her goals. Mr. Kearny was required to leave the courtroom after Miss Katani arrived with her restraining order in hand. Dude, oh my God, this is bringing back memories. I was covering the Idaho 4 case, and for the preliminary hearing that was supposed to happen, that didn't happen. Somebody said that they were going to go so that I couldn't go. How's that channel working out, by the way? Buried, like I said I would. Wow, you guys, just wow. God, how embarrassing. How embarrassing. Not only is this embarrassing, but you about to do some motherfucking time. Okay, this is all crimes. This is fucking big time crime right here. Okay. Big time crime. Miss Peter accomplished her goals. Mr. Kearny was required to leave the courtroom after Miss Katani arrived with her restraining order in hand. He went outside and began a live stream to explain the situation to his interested viewers. Miss Peter, who wasn't even there, immediately called the police while Miss Katani was still in the courtroom to report that Mr. Kearny was just removed from the courtroom. He's in violation of a restraining order. He refused to leave the courthouse steps. He's within 100 yards of the victim, and he is currently screeching how she is there. He's definitely in violation of the restraining order. You might want to get someone down there. What a jealous pig. Hey, Miss Peter, I'll give you a platform here because I just gotta see in person for myself what you look like, why you're crazy, and how the fuck would anybody ever risk their freedom for this shit? Awesome. Because this is a whole nother level fucked up. Woohoo! Like, wee! Ms. Peters' communications are discoverable and favorable. So remember that keyword favorable to the defense? Communications and statements of Ms. Peter are discoverable under Brady, Giglio, and Rule 14, irrespective of whether you intend to call her as a prosecution witness. The Commonwealth is in possession, custody, and control of the requested evidence. On March 14th, in the footers here, on March 14th, 2024, Mr. Mello attempted to use this incident as a basis to revoke Mr. Kearny's bail. After an evidentiary hearing at which the Dedham police officers who interacted with Mr. Kearny and Ms. Gattani on February 26, 2024 testified, the court refused to detain Mr. Kearny. On April 26, 2024, after an evidentiary hearing at which Ms. Gattani testified about her version of what occurred on February 26, the court lessened the conditions of the restraining order against Mr. Kearny. After she testified. Like, bitch, you? Mr. Kearny, let me see that piece of paper. All right, here you go. We went ahead and changed up some things. We're gonna lessen the blow, buddy. Unreal. All right, here we are. Which on information and belief tends to support the defense's position that Ms. Peters, she has tons of hatred, but she's also gathering tons of information. She gathered evidence against Mr. Kearny at the behest of the Commonwealth and then provided it to them. She orchestrated Mr. Kearny's arrest by using her special relationship with the Commonwealth and MSP, and then befriended Ms. Gattani for the purpose of cajoling her to accuse Mr. Kearny of criminal conduct. The last meeting for Ms. Peter that appeared on the extraction report from Ms. Gattani's cellular phone was sent on December 14th at 1:16 a.m. It is hard to accept as coincidence that Ms. Peters' communications seemingly cease shortly after Ms. Gattani's text to Ms. Peter about her interactions with Mr. Mello and Tully. About her interactions with Mr. Mello and Tully, and Jennifer McCabe's feedback on Ms. Gattani's meeting with Tully. So, hey, they just left. Depends on your definition of good. Sorry, I know the anticipation is killing you. So, like, where's the other side? Yeah, no bueno on that front. I know Mello told me yesterday not to worry about anything, but I was told something entirely different today. I'll explain when I call. See? Call. Ms. Gattani calls Ms. Peter. They speak on the phone for 2 hours and 32 minutes. 2 hours. You guys, that's just... Do these people have kids? How old are these broads? December 15th. What did Jen McCabe and everyone think of my meeting yesterday? What did Jen McCabe and everyone think? Who gives a fuck? You guys, we have Jill Daniels. We have her new mugshot. Still Jill. Okay, it's right here. It's not going anywhere. Still Jill. She is wanted for cell phone abuse, illegal parking, and batshit crazy. Okay, so there she is. Still Jill. Don't worry, off the wall. Paul is here as well. Okay, he's got some knock-knock jokes for you. Knock-knock, who's there? 24. 24 who? 24 mile an hour up that ass. Paralyzed. My God, Lana, that is uncalled for. Oh my God. What the fuck is going on? Oh, I saw her. That's who that is? I just saw 3 pictures of Kate Peter. I never want to see her again. Stop it. Stop it. Wow. You guys, it's supposed to be fuck around Friday, not fucking, I don't know, fall out of your chair Friday. Yeah, she's one of the people that came out wearing black when you were there. Yeah, I saw those people and I was like, whoa. Oh my God, really? Comment about anything specific or just in general about Karen's case? You guys, do you see this? Within 11 seconds, comment about anything specific? Boom. Then, shit, LOL. Is Tully going to get mad that I told people that? Yeah, good point. Oh, okay. Would he even buy that? What did Tully say is next steps? Did he talk to Mello yet? Miss Katani posts on Facebook, big news coming soon. Stay tuned. Emphasis and original. What a fucking loser. These are just fucking loser broads. Okay. As inconceivable as it seems, according to the extraction report of Miss Katani's phone, Miss Peter did not respond to any of Miss Katani's messages cited above. She was just talking to herself. Do you guys, I mean, is this for real? This is Nick's work. Who did this extraction? I'm living for these voiceovers, feeling like I'm listening to an ebook. You guys. What the hell is going on? Wow, you guys. It's as inconceivable as it seems. I love those type of words. Incredibly. As inconceivable as it seems, according to the extraction report of Miss Katani's phone, Miss Peter did not respond to any of Miss Katani's messages cited above, even though some clearly are responsive to Miss Peter. It is particularly concerning that the messages missing from an extraction report prepared by the MSP are messages from their own source, containing information from and about Miss Katani, Mr. Mello, Tully, and Miss McCabe. It's just, finally, guys, finally we've made it, page 15. Finally, it should be noted that Miss Peter has displayed some of her messages with Miss Katani that do not appear. Can I just have Miss Peter's phone number? Can I just call her? Can I seriously just call her and ask her some questions? Okay. Like, I'm going to. Anybody have her number? Asking for a friend. What? Anybody? Bueller? I just gotta get. I want to know if she has any comment. I want to know if she has any comment. I want to know if she knew about Jane. She didn't know about Jane. Like, girl, who hurt you? Like, girl. New phone, who dis? Hi, this is Truth and Transparency. How are you? Just was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions. Again, guys, finally, it should be noted that Miss Peter has displayed some of her messages with Miss Katani that do not appear on the extraction report from Miss Katani's phone on her own live shows. On October 3rd, 2024. Oh my God, so she's doing lives? Okay, great. Let's get her in here. Miss Peter posted some of the missing messages on her Twitter X account. In other words, Miss Peter has access to the text messages we are missing. Okay. Accordingly, because Miss Peter is a source closely associated with the MSP and Commonwealth, possesses and requested evidence which is relevant, favorable to the defense, and within your possession, custody, and control of such evidence in any form should be promptly disclosed to the defense. Given the December 17, 2024 trial date on the district court matter, we would appreciate a prompt response so we may pursue other remedies before trial in the event that you cannot or will not disclose evidence. Because guess what they're going to do? They're going to go serve a Deus Tecum subpoena. That's what's about to happen on that ass. Fucking fuckers. Anyways, that is completing of the 15 pages. And now I'm going to try to make a phone call here to see if Kate Peters has any comment. So dialing. Oh, Miss Peters. Oh, is that her name, Kate, or did I just name her Kate? Okay. Yes, Kate has a channel called Mass Hole Troll. What? That's her channel? Didn't she put out a masturbating video? Yes, this is Crusty Panties. Wait a second. Let me pull this up. Okay, I think I... One second here. Mass Hole Troll Mafia official. Is this for real? Like, is this is real life?
What's really important here, remember, is that his fugitive from justice case.
Now you're going to get faulty with your name and badge number, kid. Shut the fuck up.
Name and badge tased you for no reason.
Yep. You seen what that taser done, though, didn't you?
Nothing.
Quit.
Let's take a look. I just have to see for myself, you know? What?
What's up? What's up? Gather around.
Are you kidding me?
It's
What?
Tom CPU.
Why are you going at Tom CPU? Ridiculous. You're Jesus. Hold on a second. Wild shit, man. Playlists. The downfall. What a fool.
All he has.
A blogger has been arrested on charges of witness intimidation in the John O'Keefe murder case.
Talk to Chris Albert. All he has to do is come clean and get his son to admit what he did and get his brother to admit what he did, and then this thing's over. Then there's no more going to kids' games and interviewing and going to your goddamn pizza shop. It all fucking ends.
Aiden Kearny's been writing for months about the case and recording himself confronting witnesses.
They were uncomfortable on Tuesday when they had to walk through that gauntlet of court. They hated that. Oh.
They say he has been calling them, following them, and revealing private information about them and their families. And they say he's been telling tens of thousands of his followers on social media to do the same.
Karen Reed would like to be free too, but you can't. So the second
Unreal.
Chris Albert does the right thing, this shit ends. It ends.
Things are about to get really uncomfortable for you now. Just to let you know that. Especially.
She's told their source.
Now
She
that
probably
I know
comprised
that
this whole
I'm
thing,
getting
and this is what she gave them.
Oh.
When did she make this video?
That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. Because now it's like time to accelerate.
The House of Cards
11 months,
Karen Reed
November
tried so hard
6th.
to build has fallen down around her. Her chief propagandist, toxic cry-bully blogger Aiden Kearny, was arrested for intimidation of a witness, and he's not taking it well.
Shit, I'm gonna have to make a video.
Those cops. Every time I see a Chevy Silverado, I'm like, oh, any Silverados coming? Oh man, what's that? Is that a Silverado? What the hell's that? Probably have like PTSD or some shit. I don't know. What the fuck is that? Is that a Silverado? Chevy Silverado. Like Silverados everywhere. That's not a cop, is it? Maybe they'll try killing me next. I don't know. I thought you were a cop. You look like a cop. I thought that was a cop. I really thought that was a cop. That scared me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. This is how I live my fucking life. Paranoid. I really thought I was about to get arrested there. That looked like. Did you guys see that?
Ooh.
Got him! Got him!
Witnesses against her this entire.
She is in so much trouble.
Filthy, disgusting pig.
Texts between Aiden and Karen are leaking out all over X, showing that Karen has been directing the harassment and intimidation aimed at witnesses against her this entire time.
This broad's. Why'd you go so quickly right there? Let me see.
Texts between Aiden and Karen are leaking out all over X, showing that Karen has been directing the harassment and intimidation aimed at witnesses against her this entire time. These messages reveal that not only has Karen been feeding one-sided information to Aiden to use him as a mouthpiece, but was also encouraging him to harass and defame members of the victim's family in violation of the no contact order against her. With Aiden essentially halted from discussing the case as he instead battles for the right to.
So you were trying to
contact
impugn on
the
his
main
First
victims
Amendment?
In his case, a power vacuum has been created, inviting more nefarious personalities to struggle to seat themselves at the head of the lucrative Free Karen Reed movement.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Why you harassing him?
I'm not harassing anybody. You're harassing me.
You're
I went
harassing
in.
me.
I'm
You
not
have a phone in my face.
I didn't have the phone in your face.
You walked right into it, you sick
Yeah, he
bastard.
answered me.
Embarrass is rude. There he is. Look at him. Keep yelling out with it. Keep yelling out women. How tough are you? How tough? What's up? What's up? You want to talk? I want to talk. Why do you yell at women? Why are you messing with them? People who take pictures. I'm not taking pictures. I'm taking a video. So yell at me. Yell at me.
Go ahead, big man. You're a big man. So are you gonna call the Canton police, are you? Are you calling the cops? There you go. Call Canton police, because they're as crooked as you are.
Individuals like Nick and Jenna Rocco and Stephen Coate have taken up the task of continuing the criminal behavior in Aiden's stead. But we'll have to get into them in more detail.
Does she have
in a later
OnlyFans?
video. To date, at least 2 other individuals have been criminally charged in connection with their continuation of Aiden's campaign of harassment and intimidation.
Is she insane?
And we will probably see more.
She realized what
before
fuck
this is
trouble
all
she's
said and
in.
done. Has created extreme. He was recently exposed as being back up to his old tricks, using his blog following like a sex cult to prey upon vulnerable and trusting women.
Wait, what?
You. It's all just about, personal life, whatever. Like, I got news for you guys. Nobody cares. Like, you guys have been trying. You guys got to try something else.
He was recently exposed as being back up to his old tricks, using his blog following like a sex cult to prey upon vulnerable and trusting women, carrying on affairs with at least 5 different women. This has created extreme personal
Who's your
strife for Aiden,
source?
leading him to threaten these women into silence using sex videos. He forces them to film with him as blackmail for their silence. And a TikTok video showing one of Karen's many stories about the night she killed John O'Keefe went viral, with thousands of comments from users.
Turtleboy, you sex cult, you. What is wrong with this woman? Turtleboy in court this morning for Jim Ferris and Jill Daniels no-show. This is fucking sick. I was at that fundraiser. Twisted Tragedies, etc. caused a whole unnecessary drama that night. I stayed away from it. I don't even know who those people are. 5 sex affairs.
There's expressing skepticism of her story and echo.
What happens next?
I left.
They are right to be skeptical. Messages between Aiden and Karen reveal she floated an entirely different story, that perhaps she clipped John O'Keefe as he was running behind her car, trying to catch a ride home. Computers, an SD card, and USB flash drive. Executed a lengthy search warrant on Aiden's devices that allowed them access to his 6 cell phones, 2 computers, an SD card, and USB flash drive. Aiden is demanding that an independent investigator from the Taint team go through his electronics instead of the state police. But inevitably, the police will have access to what's on there regardless. This is a fact that makes Aiden extremely nervous.
They will stop temporarily, and we will figure out if a taint team will go through. I'm in a fucking taint team. Nobody should go through my friggin' messages. Nobody. But they certainly just shouldn't get your messages and be like, we get to look at everything on here, all your messages, and see what we find. It's called a fishing expedition. But anyway,
God, she recorded her own work. You guys, she made a video of her fucking what her behind the scenes bullshit created.
they already downloaded everything. Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
It's still to be seen exactly what will be found on Aiden's devices, outside of his communications.
Well, we found out what's yours.
Judging from his reaction, however, it is entirely possible that this arrest has opened a Pandora's box for Aiden, one that no matter how he struggles, he cannot close. Adding to his troubles, Aiden cannot abide by the terms of his release. He has been consistently urging his supporters to subvert the orders in a way he believes is clever, but is entirely transparent to any reasonable person.
I were to die tomorrow, this movement would continue. I don't know about that now because I haven't seen any protests since I got these orders. I haven't seen a single fucking protest for Dini, nothing like that. I'm just saying. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying. It's like they got what they wanted in that regard. So maybe there was something to that. I'm just saying. Like, and I hate when
68, section 13A, if anyone wants to read it.
Oh, we already know about it.
Okay, well, you're in violation.
How are we in violation of it?
Directly across the street is a witness to a criminal crime. So, directly across the street is a witness to the criminal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
I want to take a look at that.
Read that? Yeah, you can't be within that shot.
We're not doing any of that.
Peacefully protesting.
This line of defense did not work for Charlie Manson, and probably will not work for Aiden either. One judge has already pushed back and expressed skepticism toward his attempted justifications.
So your view is that a journalist can bring a dozen other cars, honking horns in front of a witness's house and calling out to the neighbors to call on their neighbor.
This judge, what a fucking moron.
Well, it's not something that plays well in polite society. I wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it.
Is that's what you say is journalism? That's covered by the journalistic privilege. That is to say, it's covered by the First Amendment.
Doing a
Covered by the
rolling
First
rally?
Amendment, Your Honor. Absolutely. In Article 16.
Even if the other dozen cars or however many cars go out are not.
I'm sorry, not journalists. Well, Judge, that involves another issue that's in
rolling rally
should really come out on Mr. Kearny's side, where how much control does he have over his people that follow him and want to cheer him on? You know, who can control a mob?
According to the papers, there was a meeting place. And no one knew where they were going in advance.
But these
and then this defendant, I'm reading between the lines now. I don't think the papers are explicit, but they suggest that this defendant then directed them to the various locations that they were going to drive by.
Sure.
And
as quickly as it grew, the
wait a
Free
second.
Karen movement
Hold on a
is
second.
even more
Hold on a
rapidly
second.
falling apart.
We have the band. The band here drives around and plays a high school band, drives around, plays music on these fucking huge ass trucks, okay? It drives up and down the streets all in our district, collecting money to raise money for their like fucking trip, whatever. How is that not a rolling rally? How is like, and they're using megaphones and fucking saying shit like, you know, whatever, you know, go woo, you know, whatever, woo, yay. Like they're driving up and down every street and they're collecting money while they're doing it. And I think it's harassing me though. I feel like I'm being harassed. Okay. You know, like, what do you mean I'm being harassed? Well, yeah, I'm being harassed because I'm being harassed to give money. They're harassing me. They're fucking using a megaphone saying, help support us, give us your money. Okay. Like, it's a public roadway and they're driving up and down the public roadways and, they let everybody know that they're going to, it's a planned event. And it's people are supposed to come out of their houses and give money for the band. And now, mind you guys, we're right by the Ohio State University, who's got the best, you know, band in the land. And everybody's fucking all about this goddamn band shit. All right. I've never seen more athletes play in the band as well as I have living over here. I'm like, holy shit. So anyways, the audacity in front of my kid, they're extorting me. This is wild that this judge really wanted to like try to like what? And then where you at now, Judge? Where you at? You ain't there.
With additional criminal defendants and quite possibly more to come, secrets being revealed, And
yeah, your secrets are being revealed one by one over here, honey. KP is a cat 5 and batshit crazy. Well, I'm about to call her and ask her if she wants to. I want to interview her and ask her where she thought this was going to be heading, and now that her, you know, does she have anything to say about the latest letter? Does she have any comment? I think it's, you know, I think it's wild. I think this is so absolute wild. I mean, this is just on another level. God, I should show you guys some of the old shit. Tuesday night trash talk with Masshole Report. Their damn playlist. Look at this. Look at this fat fuck.
This will be the first statement of its kind in my dozen years as Norfolk District Attorney.
Dasik.
The harassment of witnesses in the murder prosecution of Karen Reed is absolutely baseless. It should be an outrage to any decent person, and it needs to stop. Innuendo is not evidence. False narratives are not evidence. However, what evidence does show is that John O'Keefe never entered the home at 34 Fairview Road in Canton the night he died. Location data from his phone, recovered from the lawn beneath his body when he was transported to the hospital, shows that this phone did not enter that home. 11 people have given statements that they did not see John O'Keefe enter the home at 34 Fairview that night. 0.
And those same 11 people said that he wasn't on the lawn. That's why I implore you guys to think about what I am saying about being in Higgins' vehicle.
People have said that they saw him enter the home. 0. No one. Some have without.
And those same people did not see him laying on the lawn. So either these people need to go get their eyesight checked. Okay. We're too drinking to know either or, because your defense to that is that he was on the lawn, right? And they missed it. Well, then you can prove that he was inside and they just missed it because they missed it on the lawn. There's just so many ways to work with that. And I think the jury can get behind that if you stick to that. Just had to say that.
Without any evidence, pointed to 18-year-old Colin Albert, a nephew of the homeowner, and accused him of attacking John O'Keefe as he entered the home. But phone evidence shows O'Keefe never entered the home at all. Testimony from witnesses tell us that 18-year-old Colin Albert had left his uncle's home before John O'Keefe and Karen Reed had arrived outside the residence. There was no fight inside that home. John O'Keefe did not enter the home. Colin Albert, the young man being vilified, was not present when Reed's vehicle and John O'Keefe arrived on the street. This is a false narrative. Colin Albert didn't commit murder. Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Albert. These people were not part of a conspiracy and certainly did not commit murder or any crime that night. They have been forthcoming with authority, providing statements, and have not engaged in any cover-up. They are not suspects in any crime. They are merely witnesses in the case. To have them accused of murder is outrageous. To have them harassed and intimidated based on false narratives and accusations is wrong. They are witnesses doing what our justice system asks of them. The autopsy of John O'Keefe was conducted by a forensic pathologist from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner.
Yeah, that got torn to shreds. Okay, so then when are you going to come out and make your statement about the fact that Colin Albert committed perjury on the stand? Why is Colin Albert not arrested for perjury? We are arresting people for fucking witness intimidation. We're arresting people. Why isn't Colin Albert being charged with perjury. There is a second trial that's coming up, guys. This has to be addressed. Why there is not a push for this, why there are not being questions not being answered about this. Colin Albert 100% committed perjury on that stand. He said he'd never fought unless it was with his brothers. Video after video after video of him fighting. I know people in Canton know the people that were in those videos fighting with him. Go fucking subpoena these motherfuckers. Bring their asses in that and ask for an evidentiary hearing. What the fuck? You need to get Colin Albert labeled as a liar before round 2. I don't understand. Why isn't there more of a push for this?
The doctor found that the injuries that left John helpless in the cold were not a result of a fight. She further found that the line of abrasions on his arm was consistent with blunt trauma, not an animal attack. A grand jury of everyday citizens heard the documented evidence and testimony before making a decision. The subject of that murder indictment enjoys the constitutional presumption of innocence. Why should the witnesses who have committed no crime be afforded less by members of the community? They should not be harassed for telling the government what they heard or saw. I'm asking the Canton community and everyone who feels invested in this case to hear all the actual evidence at trial before assigning guilt to people who have done nothing wrong. And certainly before taking it upon yourself to harass citizens who evidence shows have done nothing in this matter but come forward and bear witness.
Bear witness. It's like the goddamn Bible. Bear witness. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not lie, steal, covet thy neighbor.
For a reason. The internet has no rules of evidence. The internet has no punishment for perjury. And the internet does not know all the facts. Conspiracy theories are not evidence.
Nope.
The idea that...
Nope, but the word conspiracy is a crime. This case has nothing but people conspiring with each other. Whether it's in Turtleboy's case, whether it's in Karen Reed's case. I mean, all of these text messages, okay? Matt McCabe's and Jen McCabe's text. The most damaging is that group text message is fucking amazing. And they need to hone in more on that. Loose lips sink ships in Canton.
Multiple police department, EMTs, fire personnel, the medical examiner, and prosecuting agencies are joined in or taken in by a vast conspiracy should be seen for what it is, completely contrary to the evidence and a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. Michael Proctor, police trooper, being accused of planting evidence outside 34 Fairview Road, was never at Fairview Road on the day of the incident. Proctor and his state police partner traveled together the entire day while other officers were processing 34 Fairview.
Nah, doubt it.
Proctor was not there and did not plant evidence at 34 Fairview Road.
How that age.
In addition to having no opportunity to plant the evidence that has been suggested, Proctor would have no motive to do so. Trooper Proctor had no close personal relationship with any of the parties involved in the investigation and had no conflict. He had no reason to step out of this investigation. Any suggestion to the contrary is a lie.
This is so amazing.
This should be seen for what it is and not used as a pretext to attack and harass others. What is happening to the witnesses, some with no actual involvement in the case, is wrong. It is contrary to the American values of fairness and the constitutional value of a fair trial. It needs to stop now. I am releasing this recorded statement rather than holding a news conference because my remarks need to be so narrowly tailored to the issue at hand while the prosecution is pending in Superior Court.
Yeah.
But the message is the same. What is happening to these innocent people, these witnesses, is wrong and it needs to stop.
What a little baby bitch. What is this? Karen, you should get plastered.
You know, literally harassing witnesses and prosecutors and investigators on behalf of a woman who is on trial for murdering her boyfriend. So we got to the second docket here.
I can't. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay. One more time. Last one.
And the murder prosecution of Karen Reed is absolutely baseless.
Let's cut the lies.
It should be an outrage to any decent person, and it needs to stop.
Let's cut the lies.
Innuendo is not evidence. False narratives are not evidence. However, what evidence does show is that John O'Keefe never entered the home at 34 Fairview Road in Canton the night he died. Location data from his phone, recovered from the lawn beneath his body when he was transported to the hospital, shows that this phone did not enter that home. 11 people have given statements that they did not see John O'Keefe enter the home at 34 Fairview that night. 0 people have said that they saw him enter the home. 0. No one.
Why are you leaving out that no one saw him on the lawn? That's a narrative right there. Who would be the 11 people at that point? Because when did this go out? So who are the 11 people? I have these 11 people being... Get my motherfucking shit out here. Is that everybody minus Sarah Levinston? Would that be, so Jen, Higgins, Matt, Brian Albert, Brian Jr., Nagel times 2. Nicole. Who are these 11? Jen, Higgins, Matt, Brian Sr., Brian Jr., Nagel times 2, Nicole, Caitlin, Sarah Maxton, counting her. Because when were those interviews done? Brian, Nicole, Brian, yeah. Matt, Sarah. Remember, Sarah came later. Nobody even knew that Sarah was in there yet. Remember? So is Sarah counted then yet or no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have if we put Sarah Levinson down, then we would have 11. So I'm just saying, but when was this? Remember how we didn't know about Sarah until so. I'm just curious. Could have been a Freudian slip. You never know. I don't know when the date of what was the exact date that he did this?
Some have, without any evidence, pointed to 18-year-old Colin Albert, a nephew of the homeowner, and accused him of attacking John O'Keefe as he entered the home. But phone evidence shows O'Keefe never entered the home at all. Testimony from witnesses tell us that 18-year-old Colin Albert had left his uncle's home before John O'Keefe and Karen Reed had arrived outside the residence. There was no fight inside that home. John O'Keefe did not enter the home. Colin Albert, the young man being vilified, was not present when Reed's vehicle and John O'Keefe arrived on the street. This is a false narrative. Colin Albert didn't commit murder. Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Elbert. These people were not part of a conspiracy and certainly did not commit murder or any crime that night. They have been forthcoming with authority, providing statements, and have not engaged in any cover-up. They are not suspects in any crime. They are merely witnesses in the case. To have them accused of murder is outrageous. To have them harassed and intimidated based on false narratives and accusations is wrong. They are witnesses doing what our justice system asks of them. The autopsy of John O'Keefe was conducted by a forensic pathologist from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. The doctor found that the injuries that left John helpless in the cold were not a result of a fight. She further found
That's not true.
that the line of abrasions on his arm was consistent with blunt trauma, not an animal attack. A grand jury of everyday citizens heard the documented evidence and testimony before making a decision. The subject of that murder indictment enjoys the constitutional presumption of innocence. Why should the witnesses who have committed no crime be afforded less by members of the community? They should not be harassed for telling the government what they heard or saw. I'm asking the Canton community and everyone who feels invested in this case to hear all the actual evidence at trial before assigning guilt to people.
You know what? That's the
who have done
problem.
nothing wrong.
Guess what? You know, we were hoping to do that, Morrissey. We were really, truly hoping to do that. But see, your cock blocking friends over there, Lally and Bangs Bev, they kind of cock blocked us from hearing all the evidence. That's the problem, is that there was evidence that was deemed, you know, you weren't allowed to bring in. So we would love to hear, read, see it all. Why don't you make sure that happens in trial too? Don't be scared. Let all the federal stuff come in. Let everything just come in and may the chips fall where they land. Or
Certainly, before taking it upon yourself to harass citizens, who evidence shows have done nothing in this matter but come forward and bear witness.
bear witness.
We try people in the court and not on the internet for a reason. The internet has no rules of evidence.
Why would you even need to fucking do any of this? Why are you the internet provides everybody with everything right now. Okay? The evidence that you fucking have came from the internet. The digital world.
The internet has no punishment for perjury.
Neither does your fucking courtroom, you cocksucker.
Conspiracy.
Funny you should say that, fat fucking ass. Well, let me see your courtroom punish people for perjury. Let me see any fucking courtroom do it. Because I'm so sick and tired of people fucking committing perjury because everybody used to be scared to lie because something would happen to them. But if we don't fucking punish people for lying, then fucking go in there and lie. My advice to you people, lie in court. Save yourselves. Nothing's going to happen to you. You know why? Because people are lazy. Because God forbid they have to fucking do work. Fuck everybody in Canton that is not a citizen. An average citizen, I love you. Fuck all this. This is bullshit. This DA, God, I would love to race him to the fucking hot dog stand. That's the only time you'd see that motherfucker running.
Theories are not evidence. The idea that multiple police department, EMTs, fire personnel, the medical examiner, and prosecuting agencies are joined in or taken in by a vast conspiracy.
Yeah, Sandra Birchmore, bitch! Woo! This is looking so good. I cannot believe the stupidity. This is when you feel that you are untouchable. That anybody would come out here and put themselves out here like this for 5 minutes and 45 seconds to literally hang themselves. Everything that he's saying he knows is a lie, right? Sandra Birchmore, boom. To think that there could be all these people involved. Yeah. And the feds are just blowing up your spot, motherfucker. And I'm loving it. What is it? McDonald's. I'm loving it.
The
Yeah.
idea that multiple police department, EMTs, fire personnel, the medical examiner, and prosecuting agencies are joined in or taken in by a vast conspiracy should be seen for what it is. Completely contrary to the evidence and a desperate attempt to reassign guilt.
No, it's reality. It's your reality.
Proctor, the state
Your reality that you've created in Norfolk County because it's under your command. You've created this reality for your fucking citizens. And I love it. I love this. Keep talking, Daddy. Come on.
police
Just picture glasses, just a tad.
trooper being accused of planting evidence outside 34 Fairview Road was never at Fairview Road on the day of the incident. Proctor and his state police partner traveled together the entire day while other officers were processing 34 Fairview. Trooper Proctor
Put Tully on the stand then. Put Brian Albert on the... Put all these people on the stand and let's talk about, put Brian Jr. back up there and let's start asking who, let's narrow down who the fuck was actually there at 34 Fairview during the search. Let's compare the picture taken by Canton Police Department for the cover of the report. That's where the curb is, and there is no shoe. To then the picture taken by how many hours later in the same area, and whoop, all of a sudden there's a shoe there. That's why they had to remove that picture from the cover of that report. And I just can't believe that that was not brought back full circle in Karen's case. Because that report, the cover page of that report, and then the picture, they had to remove that because when they went to go back and find pieces with the search, those pictures then shows, oh, in the same spot that there was nothing, now there's a shoe. Compare those two pictures, and you will know why the Canton police had to take that off their cover photo for the report. Because it proves right there that the fucking shit was planted. Okay, but who had John O'Keefe's shoe to plant it? I will tell you this, it was not Proctor. Okay? Proctor didn't have his shoe. Unless... No, that was planted by... Not Proctor. The shoe was not. It was an open scene. They didn't have it roped off. And that's how lazy and dumb Brian Albert is. He just went over there and put it, him and Higgins, putting it where the police, the Canton police, scraped in the morning to show like the curb. And that's where they went ahead and put it. Like, what a bunch of dumb fucking assholes. I love stupid people.
was not there.
Like,
did not plant
showing it.
evidence
I love
at
showing
34
stupid
Fairview
people.
Road. In addition to having no opportunity to plant the evidence, as has been suggested, Proctor would have no motive to do so. Trooper Proctor had no close personal relationship with any of the parties involved in the investigation and had no conflict.
Fucking asshole! Listen to
Had no
him!
reason to step out of this.
He believes this shit!
Every suggestion to the contrary is a lie.
Is a lot. Is it? God, cuff this man. Oh, him and Donald Adelson, cuff them together. When's the last time you think he's got a piece? Maybe Peter's helped him out.
Should be seen for what it is and not used as a pretext to attack and harass
Woo!
others. What is happening to the witnesses, some with no actual involvement in the case, is wrong. It is contrary to the American values of fairness and the
What's up, Scott?
constitutional value of a fair trial. It needs to stop now.
It needs to stop now. Your lies, absolutely.
I'm releasing this recorded statement rather than holding a news conference because my remarks
You couldn't even look up and just, you had to read that part from the page too. If it was coming from you hot.
need to be so narrowly tailored to the issue at hand while the prosecution is pending in Superior Court. But the message is the same. What is happening to these innocent people, these witnesses, is wrong. And
How is committing perjury innocent?
needs to stop.
And he's he's raising his up. It needs to stop. Okay. You guys, I feel like the principal just told us to stop throwing spitballs at the substitute teacher. Carry on. Unreal. Unreal. So, well, just so everybody knows, Truth and Transparency 100% supports Karen Reed, supports all the people that have been supporting Karen Reed. And when you say that you're supporting Karen Reed, guys, you're supporting the truth, you know. I support people that go after, you know, finding the truth. That's what Turtleboy did. And to see these fucking people that like literally like to call themselves trolls is just, wow, mind-blowing to me. Conspire, like they just committed a crime in itself. Just those text messages, it's conspiring. Then they're hiding him, and now we're extracting data, but we're not. I mean, this is just wild to me, man. And he knows. They know what's coming. Oh, awesome. How'd it go? Was it good? Colin was in the house? What was he there for? Colin was in the house. You meant like in the house in the courtroom. How'd everything go? Hopefully it went well. Yeah, it's just wild. Thank you, Kelly, for those gifted memberships. Whoever turned green on Kelly. Woohoo! Shake it, shake it. God, I'm going to be live all day today. I'm talking about all shit that has to do with corruption on some level. In fact, I will be reporting live from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Monday and Tuesday. I'll be in the courtroom for the jury selection of the Richard Allen Delphi case. That judge is something else, man. But we need a really good note taker in there if we want to get some truth. But I want to hear these questions that are asked after I saw what went on in the Karen Reed case with the jury. I really want to be there for the jury selection. I want to see the questions that were asked. Maybe I can pop to see what those questionnaires look like. I want to see the evidence. They're going to do a viewing, I believe, of the evidence. It's supposed to happen. So I'll be able to see the evidence. And I mean, I got my megaphone. Where is this damn thing? Let me see. I'm going to bring this puppy. So anybody that wants to support my efforts going to, there we go. Oh, H-Bag, I love your ass. Where are you running off to? Where are you going? Move your fucking ass. Move your fucking ass. You hear me? I'm not going to like take that from her. So I'm yelling at Gall. Yeah, so just gonna get wild up over there. We have I think it has a rooftop bar restaurant at the hotel. I can see the courthouse from it. So I'm gonna say, why'd you do it, Patrick Westfall? No, I want to know if it's legal to interview people that don't get picked for the jury. Is it if they want to speak, can they speak? So I'm just gonna be hitting everybody up. Yo, you want to get an interview? Come here. You know, I'm gonna just be silly. My hand's probably gonna have carpal tunnel, but it is what it is. They're not letting us bring in laptops, no recording devices. I can't even bring my phone in, so I have to use. Thank God, I have my setup from the Karen Reed case. So I made my templates and I'm good to go. But shit, man, my hand. Woo. Don't mind. You're gonna be able to see when my hand starts getting sore. It's gonna probably fade a little to the right. But Jim Ferris arraigned for A and B. Oh, assault and battery on Aiden. Ferris served with HPO regarding TB. Jill Daniels' arraignment delayed for a week. More DA meatball Morrissey shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, people don't realize how much time this takes away from your life, how much like it's stressful, even if you know like you didn't do something, it's still stressful. Time that you should be spending with your kids, times that you should be spending like, you know, fucking cleaning your house or working, that you have to deal with this bullshit. So Truth and Transparency, over and out, supports fully Karen Reed, Turtleboy, and these broads, they need fucking serious, they need some help over there. So
We are not
appreciate
afraid
you.
of whatever evidence is unearthed from whatever source, because for 15 months, every stitch of evidence has been consistent with my client's innocence.
DA Morrissey is a fucking asshole. Morrissey is investigator, prosecutor, witness, and
My client suffers. In the meantime, her life is on hold, while she spends every waking moment defending herself, emotionally, intellectually, and financially.
mediocre.
We cannot abide by excuses any longer. We need this court's help. We need you, Your Honor. Respectfully.
Juror, quote, believes that every member of the jury, if asked, will confirm that the jury reached not guilty verdicts.
Hey guys, I'm live in a little bit again. Shh. Don't get so sad about it. I'll be live again here soon.